Hi, welcome to the Uplift with Vision. I'm so glad you tuned in again today. We're having a good time with these, aren't we? I hope so. I hope you're enjoying them as much as I am enjoying doing them. Let's pray in. I love coming to the center, right there, right in the center of vision, the center of my heart. I love moving to the center. So just allow your breath to bring you down into your heart space, into your center, knowing that God is right here, fully present, wherever you are, right where I am, wherever anyone is. We know Spirit is fully present as that life. And what I know about that life is that it is all God and it's all good. Everything about us is Spirit. We are the abundance and the joy and the beauty and the wisdom and the wholeness of God, just absolutely funneling itself into us, through us, and as us, out into the world. So I know that the gift that has already been given is the gift of love, of joy, of wholeness. And I know that it's right here, wherever we are, it is right here, just waiting and willing and pushing itself against us into manifestation around us. So giving great thanks for this time spent together. I know it is all God. I know it is all good, and so it is. So welcome to this wonderful edition of the Uplift I'm calling Unforgettable Friday. It's Unforgettable Friday. And you know what I did was I started looking at this book that Ernest Holmes did years ago. It's called 365 Science of Mind. And what he did was he just did an inspiring paragraph or essay for each day of the year. So you can, this is not, no year in particular, it's just every day of the month, 365 in essays to inspire and uplift. And so I went to today's, which is May 22nd, to see what he had to say. And I just want to read you a little bit about it. He used Psalms 56:11 as his inspirational quote. And it says, "In God I put my trust. I will not be afraid of what man can do to me." And then he starts the first paragraph like this: "There is a power operating through me, a presence inspiring, guiding, and sustaining me. Upon this power I rely. In this presence, I feel myself to be an outlet of immeasurable good. Because I am in this divine presence, and because it is in me, and because the divine has all power, I know my thought is made manifest in a perfect demonstration of health, of harmony, and of success." Now, that's just the first paragraph of today. And I just want to talk about that for a moment because that is such a powerful statement. And I think that we forget that. We forget that there is a power and presence in the universe that has our back always. What could there possibly be for us to be afraid of? What could there possibly be for us to doubt or for us to fear? When the power and presence that created the universe and continues to outpicture and continues to be an outlet for our most predominant thought, how could we fear anything, right? When we are surrounded by this, when we are immersed in this, and when it is immersed in us, every cell, every part of our body, every organ system, every atom, subatomic particle, every part of us is spirit. Even the matter, what we call matter, is spirit because there's only one thing. It's called energy. Energy is found in matter and as matter and out of matter. It's all of everything. It's energy. It's energy. It's either dense and shows up in form, or it is loose and it's photons of light, right? But it's all the same stuff. So we are made of that same stuff of spirit. What could there possibly be to be afraid of when we are that? We are that which thou art. God is all there is, including me, right? Including me. So that means there can't be anything in opposition. There can't be anything against us. There is no force opposed to our good. And Ernest Holmes said this in the Science of Mind textbook. He said, someone has said that the whole entire world is suffering from one big fear. The fear that God will not answer their prayers. He goes on to say, but what is fear? Nothing more nor less than the negative use of faith. Faith misplaced. A belief in two powers instead of one. A belief that there can be a power opposed to God, whose influence and ability may bring us evil, right? And by evil, you know, negative stuff, bad stuff. So that's what he's talking about. How can we believe that? And you know, the interesting thing, because it is an election year, I start thinking about that. And what I've been thinking is this idea of duality, this false idea of duality that we carry around with us. Day, night, good, bad, black, white, you know, all this kind of duality that we abundance, lack, health, illness, that we look at the level of the condition, at the level of the human. And we know intellectually, we know philosophically, we know the science of mind and spirit knows the truth that there is only one. There's only one. Everything exists on this continuum, this sliding scale. But because we're so lulled into this false idea of duality, when it comes to like our election year like this, well, there's got to be something and something else opposed to it. There's got to be a right party and a wrong party. There has to be a good group and a bad group. You know, there has to be the white hats and the black hats, the good guys and the bad guys. And it is that false idea of duality, I think, that ruins a lot of things that we can be doing progressively and that we could be doing affirmatively, because that's really what we're here to do. We're here to live life and live it more affirmatively, to go for the good and not dwell in the bad. We cannot afford to break our energy off into what we're against. We cannot afford to live in a duality of good guys and bad guys, but we must forever keep concentrating on the one all the time. And Ernest Holmes, I'm going to go back to today's reading. Ernest Holmes said this on May 22nd, I know the creative law of good is infinite and has all power to accomplish. I know its whole desire for me is freedom and joy. Therefore, I declare that this freedom and joy are mine today. This freedom and joy spontaneously expresses my experience, and there is nothing in me that can hinder this expression, because this all good is mine, and because it constitutes the only presence there is in the universe. I know freedom and joy cannot be separated from me, but remain in my presence, forever manifesting themselves. So this is our task. This is what we must forever remember. There is one, not two. Don't ever get hypnotized by the apparent duality of the world. Don't get caught up in the us and them. There's only us. There's only us. This absolutist idea that Ernest knew as truth, probably from the lessons in truth he got from Emma Curtis Hopkins, right? She was an absolutist. There's only God. Remember, remember, remember. There's only God. I must not even entertain anything opposed to my good. There cannot be anything opposed to my good. And that's what today's talk is. And that's what today's reading from 365 Science of Mind is. And that's why today is Unforgettable Friday. Please, we must not ever forget this. There is not two, there is only one. And as we proceed in knowing that one, when we proceed to live only in that one, then that is what will continue to manifest in our experience. We must never look at the false belief and declare it has any power over us. We must forever be looking at the one, gazing at the one, knowing the one. in all of its truth and all of its beauty and all of its abundance and balance and all of those qualities. We must dwell in those qualities and not even give the apparent duality or the opposite quality. We can't even give it the time of day, right? Just, we don't even look over there. And so I'm going to finish up with this reading for today with this third paragraph of Ernest's. He says this: I know the infinite creative law is always bringing complete satisfaction into my experience. I am conscious that there is an infinite wisdom directing me. I know that I know. Whatever I should do, I do. Whatever belongs to me, comes to me. And because of this infinite intelligence that is mine, and that is within me now, I am compelled to recognize my good, to see more of it, to understand and accept and express more. That is our divine inheritance. When Ernest Holmes said God is all there is, and we are that, God is all there is, and we are some expression of that, we must know that is truth. We must know it is truth and just absolutely turn away from the false belief of duality, from the false belief that there is anything opposed to our good, that there could be any power or any presence that is opposing our good. That is a false belief that we have created, and we must allow it to just dissolve away back into the nothingness from which it came. This is why the Bible says, get thee behind me, Satan, right? That Satan is the false belief. Get thee behind me, Satan. I'm not going to look over there. I'm going to look up here. I'm going to look in front of me. I'm going to look toward my good, always toward my better expression, my fuller expression, my desire for a greater experience of life. And I won't even look, I won't even give it the time of day. I won't even look at the apparent duality, the false belief. I'm not going to give it any power, any presence. I am not going to give it any of my dear energy. That's what this is saying. I won't give it my dear energy. Going back to this being an election year, be in what you want. Be in what you want, right? If there is only one, there's only God. God expressing the way you want it to express, be for that. Just be for that. Promote that, love that, express that, vote for that, right? And give that expression in your life. Be for whatever it is you're for. You know, ours is a journey of spiritual unfoldment. It is for us to remember who we are. We must remember who we are. We must remember we are spirit, all God, all good. That every cell of our body, every subatomic particle, every part of us is spirit having an experience. There is only one. There is only the one. And we must absolutely give all our time, all our attention, all of our energy toward what we want, not wasting a moment on what we don't want. We are becoming. Every day our experience is becoming more and more of what Spirit intends us to be. Ernest Holmes said this: here and now we are surrounded by and immersed in infinite good. How much of this infinite good is ours? All of it. And how much of it may we have to use? As much of it as we can embody. That is our journey of spiritual unfoldment. That is our journey of becoming more of what Spirit knows us to be, becoming more of the truth of our divine nature. And we do that by immersing ourselves in truth, by knowing truth, by remembering truth, and not giving any of our power or our energy to anything unlike that. Let's pray out. Giving great thanks for this time spent together. I know what I must know. I know the truth of our being. I know the truth of spirit expressing itself through all people, all lives, everything in the manifest universe. I know that the earth is the body of God. It is the natural and logical outpicturing of this sentient energy that knows of itself in form. I know everything is spirit, and I know that all life is some aspect of the life of God. I know it is all good all the time, and I know that we are that. And I give great thanks for this, for the time spent together, for the truth, for spirit as all, and so it is. Thank you for joining me. It's been lovely catching up with you. From my heart to yours, Vision, we are one. Please come back tomorrow, 1 o'clock, for another edition of the Uplift at Vision. Bye-bye.